call to order the Public Works Committee meeting for Thursday, October 26, 2017. Roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Esher?
Here. Here.
Mr. Rank is unable to attend this evening. Mr. Collins?
Here.
Mr. Farnham?
Here.
Mr. Guidry?
Here.
Mr. Guillory?
Here.
Mr. Landry?
Here.
Mr. LaFleur?
Present.
Ms. Mayo?
Here.
Mr. McMillan?
Here.
Mr. Scott? Mrs. Trimmy? Here. Mr. White?
Here.
And Chairman Barris.
Here, thank you. All right, item number 3, presentation of a certificate to Vincent Settlement Elementary School in recognition of being named a 2017 National Blue Ribbon School. Mr. President Guidry, would you join me at the podium, please?
Yes,
sir?
I'd be delighted to.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vincent Settlement Elementary has been named a 2017 National Blue Ribbon School, one of only 6 in Louisiana. And, you know, it's like the past principal had made in her statement, it's quite an honor for any school, but, you know, it's a small little country school, and the people work hard, the parents work hard, the teachers work hard, and this is great evidence that speaks to that. And so here's a certificate of recognition presented by the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury on this 26th day of October 2017 to Vincent Settlement Elementary School in recognition of being named a 2017 National Blue Ribbon School by the U.S. Department of Education. Congratulations on your accomplishment and a job well done. And this is Assistant Principal, Ms. Julie Richard.
I believe the last one was perfect.
Speech.
I just want to say thank you, and we're honored to receive this recognition. We also received the Blue Ribbon Award in 2008, and I was one of the lucky ones to go to D.C. to accept the award then. Vincent Settlement is an amazing school. I've been there 20 years, and we owe our successes to our staff, our students, and our community, and we would not be who we are without their support. So I just want to say thank you.
Number 4. Okay. Item number 4, consideration of adopting a resolution approving active sale agreements for the purchase of property for the Joe Spears Road Bridge Replacement Project. We got a motion by Mr. Latour and a second by Mr. Landry. Any discussion? Any objections? Motion carries. Item 5, consideration of adopting a resolution approving an active sale agreement for the purchase of property for the Marcantel Road Bridge Replacement Project.
A motion.
Motion by Ms. Trimmy, second by Mr. McMillan. Any discussion?
Thank you.
Any objections? Motion carries. Item number 6, consideration of adopting a resolution approving an amendment to the professional engineering contract with Lawson Engineers Incorporated to revise the scope of work for the South Frontage Road IH-10 Phase 2 project. I got a motion by Mr. White and a second by Mr. Farnham. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Item number 7, consideration of adopting a resolution approving an amendment to the professional engineering contract with Lawson Engineers Incorporated to revise the scope of work for the Patton Street Bridge Replacement Project. Got a motion by Mr. Farnham and a second by Mr. Collins. Discussion, we have Mr. Farnham.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tim, what kind of timeline do we have on this bridge being out? When it's all said and done, I guess the scope's all down and we have a schedule. What's the projection on this one?
I'm thinking it's about a year, Mr. Farnham. That's why there's an amendment to this agreement to include the design of a temporary signal at, be it over at Elliswood, Mosswood, that intersection where it comes out, since the other road will be closed.
That's going to be a temporary signal?
Temporary signal, yes,
Okay.
sir.
Is there any projections that one day that might be redesigned into a permanent signal?
It's a possibility if it meets those warrants. It would be a decision by DOTD.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, any objections? Motion carries. Item number 8, consideration of adopting a resolution approving an agreement for the purchase of wetland mitigation credits for the Coach Williams Drive Extension Project. I got a motion by Mr. White and a second by Mr. Scott. Discussion, Mr. McMillan.
Thank you. Tim, if you could maybe give us an update on this one. Of course, the next one is coming, but how are we moving along with that project? I know you and I have discussed it, but I'd kind of like to get it on public record.
Sure. Mr. McMillan, this is one of the last right-of-ways that we're acquiring for that project. We've got, currently right now, we are purchasing the mitigation credits for the wetlands permit. It typically takes about 45, 60 days. We'll get the actual permit in hand. And we've also authorized the relocation of the Entergy to begin relocating their utilities out there. So that's part of the construction actually has begun in that sense. So I would anticipate us going out for advertisement about mid-January based on the timing of the core permit. So,
And I'd like to, this jury to know that Tim and I and other folks that have been working on this have kept this on a front burner. It's moving as fast as it possibly can move when you're dealing with the Corps of Engineers and mitigation, wetlands and things like that. But at no point in time have we let this slide because we want to get Coach Williams Road extended as quickly as possible. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. McMillan. Mr. Scott?
Yeah, Mr. Connor, only because wetland mitigation is something we discuss heavily at the state and national level. How much are we paying for this? Do you have a?
there's 7.6 acres at 140,000.
That's not too bad. That's not as bad as some of them out there. So I was actually shocked it was that low. I was like, well, that's a pretty good deal. Don't tell anybody where you got it. We might need more later. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Scott.
Number 10, we're going to 10.
All right, item number 10, excuse me, any objections? Motion carries. Item 10, consideration of adopting a resolution approving an active sale agreement for the purchase of property for the Coach Williams Drive Extension Project.
Skip 9. Motion on
We just
10.
did 9
Second.
with the Coach Williams project.
That was 8 I did first.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, there's 3 of them, that's right, it's easy to, so, gonna go ahead and
So we're
motion,
through
move
with
on
8 and
10.
10, yeah.
Yeah, move on 10.
Second.
10.
Got a motion by Mr. McMillan and a second by Ms. Trimmy. Any discussion? Or any objection? Motion carries.
Not 9.
All right, back up. Item number 9, consideration of adopting a resolution approving an active sale agreement for the
Second.
purchase of property for the Coach Williams Drive Extension Project.
Mr. Scott. Right
Here you go.
there.
Here you go, your motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. McMillan, second by Mr. Scott. Any objection? Item carries. That looks like the exact same thing 3 times in a row.
11.
Item 11, consideration of adopting a resolution accepting Roseville Estates Part 2 subdivision in Ward 1.
Move to approve?
Second.
Motion by Ms. Trimmy, a second by Mr. Landry. Any objection? Any discussion? Motion carries. Item 12, consideration of adopting resolution
Move on 12,
accepting
all
the
votes.
following project
Second.
as substantially complete. A, Calcasieu Parish Project Number 2016-10. B, Calcasieu Parish Project Number 2017-01. C, Calcasieu Parish Project Number 2017-07. Any discussion?
Yeah, have a motion.
Okay. Got a motion by Mr. Farnham, a second by Mr. White. Any objections? Motion carries. Item 13, any other matters for consideration?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
That's right.
Thursday, October 26, 2017. Purpose of today's committee meeting is to formulate an agenda for the regular meeting of the police jury on November 2nd, 2017. Need a motion? And a second to pull
Second.
item 16.
On I,
Got a motion and
Chairman?
a second, right?
Motion and a second. We will pull item 16,
You know, B, we're
which
gonna do-
says, take appropriate action on the terms of the following members of various boards and districts. Item A, Mr. J. Madison, Gravity Drainage, District Number 6 of Wards 5 and 6.
yes, Mr. Chairman, I would like to appoint in place of Mr. Madison, Michael Mitchell, 1300 Fields Highway, Quincy, Louisiana.
We have a motion to appoint
Second.
Mr. Fields,
Michael Mitchell.
Michael Mitchell.
That's hard to say? 3 times.
Michael
Mitchell. Just call him
Hard to
Mike.
say one time. Motion by Ms. Trimmy, seconded by
Pulling this off.
Mr. Guillory. Any discussion on this item? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Item B, Mr. Stoney Martin, Waterworks District
Move to
Number 7,
reappoint.
Wards 4 and
Second.
6. We have a motion by
Mr. McMillan.
Mr. McMillan to reappoint,
Second by me.
second by Ms. Trimmy. Any discussion on this item?
That's it, we're going. Can I go to the voting?
Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Need a motion
Move to adjourn.
Second. We're done.
Third, and I'm out.